The reality television actress Margaret Josephs is providing an update regarding the possible diagnosis of prostate cancer in her husband, Joe Benigno. The fact that his calculations were not accurate, as the viewers have seen, caused Margaret to experience a state of terror. As a result of the recent death of her ex-husband, Jan Josephs, she is unable to cope with the loss of Joe. Now, what is the most recent information regarding Joe's health? Continue reading for further information. Margaret Josephs unveils a startling new development regarding her husband's cancer. Margaret Josephs has had a difficult season on Real Housewives of New Jersey, filled with both friendships and treachery. Although this is not something that she has ever experienced before, she does not wish to go through it at this time. A close friend of hers, Jackie Goldschneider, moved to the evil side and became friends with Teresa Giudice, who had been her adversary in the past. No one could make sense of this association, and some people wonder if she was doing it for the purpose of gaining influence. It was a friend of hers, and she was about to release a new book. In spite of the fact that it was a deliberate decision, was Jackie attempting to become more relevant, and what was Teresa hoping to gain from it? In the end, it was discovered that Tree had only embraced Jackie in order to enable her to defeat Margaret. Margaret's husband, Joe Benigno, went to the doctor in the midst of the betrayal of their friendship and the significant rift that existed between the cast. Margaret was thrown into a state of panic when he obtained the information that his prostate numbers were incorrect. Jan Josephs, her ex-husband, had recently passed away as a result of an unexpected heart attack. Therefore, it was of the utmost importance that they attended to Joe Benigno in whatever way possible. It turned out that he should have been concerned, but he chose not to be concerned. According to Monsters and Critics, Joe has been officially diagnosed with prostate cancer, which most likely caused Margaret Josephs' world to be turned upside down. She disclosed this information to Bravo and also discussed the state of her husband's health in the midst of everything that has been going on. During the time when Margaret was discussing the specifics of the tragic circumstance, she was accompanied by her fellow actors. What approach are they taking to dealing with it? This has drawn Margaret Josephs and Joe Benigno even closer to one another than they were before, despite the fact that the doctors are only standing by and watching what is happening. Following the announcement of the illness, Melissa Gorga, a close friend and co-star, shared her thoughts on how things have been going since the diagnosis. This might have been brought up if they had gotten together again, but that did not take place. The ladies, on the other hand, watched the conclusion of the show in their respective friend groups. During the course of their viewing, they provided commentary, with Dolores Catania being the only cast member who was reportedly seen moving between rooms. A different reunion for the fans will be provided by this endeavor. Is the news that Joe Benigno has been diagnosed with cancer shocking to you? Tell us, and make sure to tune in to RHONJ on Sundays on Bravo. At long last, I am sending all of the healing love there is for Margaret and Joe in the hopes of a favorable outcome. With those raw words, Real Housewives of New Jersey star Margaret Josephs opened up to the world about the private pain she and her husband, Joe Benigno, have been living with, a pain they had kept tightly guarded until now. Known for her quick wit, bold fashion, and no-nonsense attitude, Margaret has always been one of RHONJ's most vibrant personalities. But behind the scenes, the housewife has been facing something no amount of glam, gossip, or grit could prepare her for: Joe's battle with cancer. In a shocking and emotional update shared both on the latest episode of RHONJ and in a personal sit-down with Bravo Insider, Margaret revealed the devastating news that has changed everything for her, for Joe, and for their tight-knit circle of friends and fans. A diagnosis that shook their world. It all began with what seemed like a simple visit to the doctor. Joe had been feeling off, fatigued, occasional night sweats, and a persistent ache in his lower back. They both chalked it up to age, stress, and the wear and tear of everyday life. But Margaret, ever the warrior for wellness, pushed him to get a full checkup. "I just had this gut feeling," she said. "I didn't want to be dramatic, but something told me this wasn't normal." Joe's doctors initially didn't think it was anything major, but after a battery of tests and scans, the results came back: stage EU non-Hodgkin lymphoma. "I couldn't breathe," Margaret said through tears. "You hear the word cancer and everything stops. It's like the air gets sucked out of the room." From housewives to hospital rooms. While RHONJ is known for its table-flipping drama and fierce rivalries, this season has taken a sobering turn as Margaret chose to share Joe's diagnosis with cameras rolling. Fans saw a completely different side of her, stripped down, tearful, and vulnerable. The moment she told her castmates was as raw as reality TV gets. Sitting at Dolores Catania's kitchen island during what was supposed to be a wine and cheese catch-up, Margaret broke the silence. "Joe has cancer," she said, her voice cracking. "I've been hiding it because I didn't want to make it real. But it is real, and I'm scared." Gasps filled the room. Even Teresa Giudice, who's had her share of tension with Margaret in the past, put aside their issues and offered immediate support. "Margaret, I'm so sorry. You don't have to go through this alone," Teresa said, reaching across the counter to hold her hand. For a moment, all the petty feuds melted away, leaving only solidarity and sisterhood. Joe speaks out, "I'm not done fighting." In a rare on-camera confessional, Joe Benigno opened up about his diagnosis, treatment, and fears for the future. "I never thought I'd be that guy," he admitted. "I'm a contractor. I build things. I fix things, but I can't fix this." Joe shared that he's already started chemotherapy and is responding well so far, though the side effects have been brutal: constant fatigue, loss of appetite, and emotional strain. "The hardest part is seeing Margaret cry," Joe added. "She's always been the strong one. Now I have to be strong for her." Behind closed doors, the toll on Margaret. While Margaret has long been the comic relief of RHONJ, with her iconic one-liners and over-the-top style, the reality of Joe's illness has peeled back the layers to reveal a woman grappling with helplessness, guilt, and fear. "People see me as this powerhouse," she said, "but there are nights I just lay in bed sobbing, wondering if I'm going to lose the love of my life." Margaret also admitted to struggling with guilt over not catching the signs sooner. "I'm always busy, with my businesses, filming, appearances, and I keep thinking, what if I noticed earlier? What if I did something different? But cancer doesn't care about your schedule or your fame." Support from the RHONJ sisterhood. Surprisingly, Margaret's most heartfelt support has come from unexpected places, including her former frenemy, Jennifer Aydin. "We've had our ups and downs," Jennifer confessed during a confessional. "But when it comes to something like this, you put all that aside. Cancer doesn't discriminate." Jennifer, whose mother battled breast cancer, became an unlikely source of comfort for Margaret, offering holistic health advice, meal prep help, and even late-night phone calls just to check in. "It's moments like these that show who your real friends are," Margaret said. And Jennifer, she showed up. Keeping up appearances. But at what cost? As a businesswoman, Margaret has always prided herself on being on, whether for the cameras or her brands. But now, she's learning the importance of stepping back, even when everything in her screams to press forward. "I used to say, 'no days off,'" Margaret shared. "Now, some days I don't get out of bed. And that's okay." Fans have noticed her reduced presence at events, Bravo panels, and even filming scenes, something Margaret confirmed was a conscious choice. "I'm not quitting the show," she clarified, "but I am prioritizing Joe. He's my first love, my forever, and right now, he needs me more than Bravo does." Joe's treatment journey, the road ahead. Currently, Joe is undergoing chemotherapy every 3 weeks. His doctors remain cautiously optimistic, citing that the cancer was caught before spreading aggressively. The couple is also exploring complementary treatments, including dietary changes, acupuncture, and vitamin therapy. "We're throwing everything at this," Margaret said. "Traditional, holistic. If it gives us even 1% more hope, we're doing it." She also revealed that Joe insisted on continuing some light work between treatments to keep his mind busy. "He's stubborn," she laughed. "But I wouldn't have it any other way. That's my Joe." Margaret's message to fans. The outpouring of support has been overwhelming. Margaret's DMs, emails, and fan mail have been flooded with messages of love, encouragement, and stories from others going through similar experiences. People have shared their own cancer battles, their family stories. "It's been humbling," she said. "I read every single message, and it reminds me that we're not alone." Margaret is also using her platform to raise awareness about early detection and male health. "Men don't talk about this stuff," she said. "Joe didn't want to go to the doctor. If we hadn't pushed, who knows where we'd be now." She plans to partner with cancer research organizations and start a foundation in Joe's name, not if, but when he beats this. A community rooted in love. Bravo fans are known for their fierce loyalty, and the RHONG community has proven that once again. A group of superfans has already launched a campaign called #TeamJoeStrong, encouraging donations to cancer charities and spreading positivity across social media. "Joe's become all of our husbands in a way," one fan tweeted. "We've watched their love grow for years. Now it's our turn to give back. A love that won't be broken." Despite the chaos, Margaret and Joe's bond seems stronger than ever. In a scene that left not a single dry eye among viewers, the couple shared a quiet moment on their patio. No cameras, no crew, just two people holding hands and staring at the stars. "I don't care about the show, the house, the parties," Margaret whispered. "If I have you, I have everything." Joe squeezed her hand. "You're stuck with me, Marge. Cancer picked the wrong guy."